Hi guys, JT here, and today I'm bringing you some information on the rest of the 10 games in Fanatical's Shooter Bundle of January 2024 that I did not pick initially, to help you in picking your 8 games. By using the link provided in the description below, not only will you gain access to this bundle, but you also have the opportunity to support this channel. Your support would mean the world to me, and I genuinely appreciate it. Anyway, let's get into this. And number 1 we have Zombie Army Trilogy, a collection of 3 games that take place over 15 levels called chapters. You'll play as one of the 8 characters, including 4 new female combatants in 1945 as you fight against Hitler and his army of undead. What does Hitler always have to have an army of undead? The game's primary weapons are long-range rifles, with SMGs and shotguns in the secondary slots, along with some incendiary devices and the power to kick as your only melee attack. You'll find the occasional safe room and checkpoint that will allow you to recover and play again if you fail. The pacing is well designed, and the objectives are interesting, with higher difficulty levels adding wind contingencies, bullet drop physics, and a heart rate to control, among other things. The game's gunplay is fun, and takes place mostly from a third-person perspective. The zombies and other denizens are well crafted, and the animations are slightly off, but it doesn't detract from the experience. You can choose to play solo or online with 3 other players. The replay value is low, but Horde mode is another way to keep the party going, though it can get tiresome. The game's engine feels cheap, and lag in online play is an issue. If you can get past the game's faults and have 3 buddies on hand, you'll have a ton of fun with Zombie Army Trilogy. It's a blast to overcome particularly tough sections with a team, and hitting an on-point shot from 50 feet away can provide quite a rush. Though the game has some issues, the experience is fun, and the game is solid, and it definitely has an audience. So if you want to blow up some Nazi zombie hits with friends, you definitely don't want to miss out on this. And number 2 we have The Citadel, a Japanese retro FPS game. You play as the martyr. It is the future, the world has stopped turning, and is in ruins. Many humans have turned to mechanizing their bodies to prolong their life. The humans were on the brink of extinction when a race calling themselves the Angels rose up and promised to save humanity. However, they are no angels, and their creations are now out of control, driving the fake angels and humans insane. You're one of the only non-mechanized humans left in existence, and you're tasked to fix this mess. You start in the hub area to contain some tutorial information and a few NPCs to talk to. Essentially, you'll need to complete each mission or act to finish the game. The first act you play is mandatory, but the rest can be approached in any order. Each act consists of 4 main levels and a boss stage. You'll be working your way through maze-like stages, collecting keys and defeating bosses in main levels, while the boss stage is a straightforward arena. The level design is the best part of the game, as it demands that you explore each of them thoroughly to determine how to proceed, and there's never just a straightforward path to follow. There's a good variety of enemies for you to murder, and they aren't a cakewalk as it doesn't take much time for the enemy to murder you. Weapons are very satisfying to use, with several of them featuring alternative firing modes. Different weapons work best against certain enemies, so you have to think on your feet when it comes to combat. Bosses are bullet hell affairs, having you nimbly dodge attack patterns while unleashing your own hell. Rather than just looking after your health, you also have to look after your oxygen, which determines the sprint time, and food, which determines the max level of health and oxygen. There's also a ton of gore in this. Blasting an enemy shatters them into a shower of blood and internal body parts. It is common to see somebody's intestines just lying on the floor upon defeat. While this game could use some more textures in its environments, it has amazing level designs, interesting encounters, and mechanics that makes it fun, engaging, and a highly memorable experience, and I would highly recommend picking this up. And number 3 we have Hard Reset Redux, a game that offers a visually stunning experience, combining fast-paced shooting with an intriguing narrative set in a dystopian city overrun by out-of-control robots. As you step into the shoes of Fletcher, an agent battling relentless robotic invaders, you'll find the game's comic book-style cutscenes reminiscent of Max Payne, adding a distinctive flair to the overall aesthetic. While the plot might be somewhat generic, it serves as a backdrop, giving you the perfect excuse to unleash chaos and firepower on your metallic foes. Originally criticized for its brevity, Redux addresses this concern by incorporating additions from the extended edition and introducing new elements, including varied enemy placements and additional enemy types. The survival mode, complete with online leaderboards, provides extended gameplay beyond the main story. Hard Reset Redux thrives on its weapon upgrade system. With only a plasma rifle and machine gun at your disposal, the experience becomes dynamic as you earn experience and unlock different firing modes, alternative fire options, and passive buffs. This system, reminiscent of classic shooters like Doom and Serious Sam, adds a layer of strategy and variety to the gameplay. The game's enemy roster, predominantly robotic, introduces diverse challenges requiring strategic thinking and adaptability. With no regenerating health, you must rely on pickups, maintaining a sense of urgency and momentum throughout the action-packed levels. While the game may be on the shorter side, its phenomenal visual upgrades, stylish cutscenes, and fantastic weapon progression system make Hard Reset Redux a compelling choice for fans of the genre. The forgettable story takes a backseat to the exhilarating fast-paced shooting experience, offering a nostalgic nod to the golden era of FPS games. If you're seeking a thrilling blend of cyberpunk aesthetics and classic shooter gameplay, Hard Reset Redux won't disappoint. And number 4 we have Pathologic Classic HD, a survival horror game that transcends the conventional boundaries of the genre, offering a chilling narrative set in the town plagued by a fatal illness. In this eerie environment, your presence is met with unwelcome disdain, and your time is ticking away as you navigate through the horrors that unfold. Pathologic Classic HD, originally launched a decade ago, has undergone enhancements to cater to a broader audience. The most notable improvement is the English translation, making the dialogue accessible to international players. The game introduces you to 3 distinct characters, each of their own tales intricately woven into the overarching story. As you unravel the mysteries of the town, the Lovecraftian intelligence behind the story becomes apparent, delivering a type of horror that doesn't rely on conventional jump scares or excessive gore. The gameplay involves a psychological and emotional test, challenging you to make decisions that impact your personal adventure. With a limited time frame of 12 days to solve the town's mysteries, every choice you make influences the outcome. Fail to meet the deadline and your journey resets, adding a layer of urgency to your exploration. Pathologic Classic HD embraces its horror influences proudly, offering a well-written, well-acted narrative that demands psychological engagement. The game's challenging nature, combined with its unique approach to horror, makes it a standout experience for those willing to delve into its unsettling depths. The genuine love for smart psychological horror shines through, making Pathologic Classic HD a compelling and emotionally testing journey into the unknown. If you're ready to step outside the realm of conventional horror, this game guarantees an experience that will stay with you long after you've left its disturbing world. And number 5 we have Rage. In Rage's expansive wasteland, armed with a keycard, you face a bright blue door, a nod to id Software's corridor shooter legacy. Waking from cryo-sleep as one of the last super soldiers, your journey unfolds in a world torn apart by rival gangs, mutant creatures, and evil factions. Despite the intriguing narrative, the missions thrust you into confined spaces with one clear objective: eliminate threats. The game's design, marked by tight paths through power plants and sewers, is a nod to id Software's legacy, a continuation of the corridor shooter tradition. The wasteland, dotted with hub towns, offers missions that propel you into relentless shootouts. While the game's driving sequences break the monotony, the open world lacks substantial distractions, pushing you to focus on mission-specific journeys. The vehicular combat, although not the norm, adds variety to the overall experience. Rage's vehicles, with their boost capabilities, deliver a sense of speed and excitement. Races, organized by NPCs in hub towns, offer secondary reasons to drive, contributing to the game's economy. However, the racing mechanics, while enjoyable, occasionally lean toward being either too easy or frustratingly difficult. The shooting mechanics, a forte of id Software, shine through in Rage. The arsenal, unrestricted by modern shooter conventions, allows you to carry 9 weapons, each with distinctive characteristics. The enemies, displaying agility and intelligence, keep firefights fresh and tense. The introduction of a crafting system and mini-economy adds depth to the gameplay. While you can engage in traditional firefights, relying on crafted gadgets or letting robo-companions do the work provides alternative, satisfying approaches. Rage is not a groundbreaking departure from id Software's corridor shooter legacy. Despite claims of an expansive world, the game remains comfortably set within the confines of well-crafted corridors. However, the finely tuned shooting mechanics, exhilarating vehicular combat, and the added layer of crafting make Rage a joyride worth taking. If you appreciate id Software's signature style and are ready for a high-octane yet predictable adventure, Rage delivers a satisfying experience. And number 6 we have Splatter, Zombiecalypse Now, a captivating indie zombie blaster experience. The game offers a refreshing and brief top-down twin-stick shooter adventure, delivering a blend of satisfying violence and brevity. Despite the tongue-twisting title, Splatter proves to be an enjoyable journey. As Max, a character with a penchant for fedora hats and long black leather coats, you navigate a post-zombie apocalypse world, annihilating zombies with an array of weapons. The narrative unfolds as you encounter survivors like Jen, tasking you with holding off formidable zombie worms while she refuels her car. Additional side missions, though brief, reward you with ammo, upgrades, or new weapons. Max's gritty narration adds a touch of humor to the storyline, despite occasional quirks in the localization. The heart of Splatter lies in its cathartic combat. Facing waves of zombies, you can obliterate groups with shotguns or cut through scores with a laser rifle. The enemy variety includes ambling brutes, Resident Evil-inspired giant frogs, mutated bugs, giant spiders, and occasional boss fights. While most boss battles are manageable once you grasp their attack patterns, a standout moment involves a thrilling showdown with a giant worm on the back of a runaway train. Although Splatter doesn't revolutionize the genre, it accomplishes what it sets out to do, offering a visually appealing experience, with light playing a strategic role. The game's zombies fear light, making the use of flares for breathing room both clever and visually impressive. While not groundbreaking, Splatter, Zombiecalypse Now, provides a satisfying few hours, and its survival mode may offer additional entertainment for those seeking more after completing the campaign. At number 7 we have the Hong Kong Massacre, a stylish top-down shooter developed by Vresky. While it lacks originality, it offers an enjoyable gaming experience. In this game, you assume the role of an ex-cop seeking vengeance and justice in Hong Kong's criminal underworld. The gameplay is reminiscent of Hotline Miami, featuring one-shot, one-kill mechanics with a detective story theme. You have access to slow motion and dodge abilities, enhancing your survival chances. The game is challenging, as one hit can take you out, and enemies are accurate and aggressive. The objective of each stage is to clear the area by murdering all enemies, earning stars upon completion. Stars unlock new guns and upgrades for your weapons. The game requires strategic thinking and mastery of the floor plans and enemy positions to succeed. Boss fights involve running through gauntlets, but with proper preparation, they can be defeated easily. The aiming mechanics may take some getting used to, but they do significantly hinder the overall enjoyment. The story is conveyed through foreboding cutscenes and dialogues, though it lacks originality and engagement. However, the game's atmosphere matches the gameplay style. Overall, the Hong Kong Massacre is an okay game. When it's good, you feel like John Wick in that top-down scene in the 4th installment, with a Dragon Breath shotgun. The game may not be groundbreaking, but it offers satisfying gameplay, especially when executing stylish kills in slow motion. Despite its lack of originality, the game remains fun to play. At number 8 we have Golden Light, a very weird FPS horror game. You play an alcoholic writer and you have a girlfriend named She, and she has been kidnapped by a hand that came out of the ground. Now you must jump into this hole in the ground called the Gut to collect pieces of her meat and save her. Yeah, this game is weird, but it does also sound like the plot of Resident Evil Village. When you're in the hole, you must abide by the most important rule: nothing makes sense. Items around you could be a monster, traps are littered around the floor without clear indications that they are traps, and even the consumables are out for experimentation. You won't know what items you pick up will do until you use them. This confusion is also what makes this game so interesting to play through, because you're always guessing as to what is coming next. Will a computer screen suddenly turn into a grotesque monster and start chasing you, or is it just another computer screen? The goal is less confusing, as the core gameplay is straightforward in each level. Explore each floor of the Gut, locate keys, and unlock the next floor with said keys until you recover She's missing body parts. Picking up the last key needed to unlock the elevator will sometimes create a frenzy in the entire level. Bosses are also present in this game, but they can feel like damage sponges. They're also massive in size, so massive that they simply graphically clip into you as they attack. You don't need to actually fight them though. All you have to do is stay alive, grab the keys, and get to the elevator. In the Eternal Field, you can find characters, bonuses, and new biomes, if you take the time to explore it. Just be careful of those dreadful mushroom people. This game will have you second guessing yourself throughout your time with it, and with the lack of information to chew on, it creates a very unsettling yet intriguing experience. At number 9 we have Oddworld, Stranger's Wrath HD, a game that stands as a testament to timeless uniqueness, initially released nearly 2 decades ago. Transporting you back to the original Xbox era, the game effortlessly fuses first and third person gameplay, delivering a mix of strategic planning and quick decision making. Assuming the role of Stranger, a charismatic and formidable mercenary, you wield the twin bow, a remarkably inventive weapon firing critter ammo, showcasing Oddworld's distinctive creativity. The narrative unfolds in a Wild West themed town inhabited by chicken people, starting with straightforward bounty missions and evolving into a compelling story featuring a major antagonist and a mission to save the locals from impending doom. Leveraging Stranger's diverse abilities, from trapping and stunning to beating and collecting bounties, the gameplay maintains a challenging and engaging pace. The 2005 health regeneration mechanics prevent effortless tanking, adding to the overall intensity, while the visuals reveal signs of aging, noticeable in angular scenery and sparse foliage density. The captivating gameplay and enhanced visual polish easily overshadow these minor drawbacks on modern displays. Oddworld, Stranger's Wrath HD serves as a bridge between classic shooters and the more cerebral games of the early 2000s, introducing concepts that remain fresh and intriguing. Despite its initial lack of commercial success, the game's enduring charm, coupled with its revitalized visuals, positions it as a worthwhile and enjoyable experience, even in contemporary gaming landscapes. At number 10 we have Wolfenstein 3D, a groundbreaking first-person shooter released in 1992. It is a historic game considered the progenitor of the genre. Developed by id Software, it introduced players to the role of BJ Blazkowicz, an American spy embroiled in escaping Castle Wolfenstein and thwarting Nazi plans through 6 episodes. While the game's gameplay may feel rudimentary compared to modern shooters, it was a trailblazer for its time. With basic mechanics like walking, running, shooting, and limited interactions, it lacks the complexity of contemporary titles. The absence of features like jumping and leaning may strike players as simplistic. Navigating through dungeons and bunkers, Wolfenstein 3D reveals its corridor shooter nature, with levels feeling somewhat repetitive. The limited variety in level design, enemy types, and weapons may feel restrictive when compared to today's diverse gaming landscape. Despite these considerations, Wolfenstein 3D boasts historical significance and technical achievements. In 1992, its 3D graphics, although presented with 2D sprites, were groundbreaking. The game successfully created a violent and atmospheric experience with realistic enemy reactions and controversial themes. However, a modern lens reveals some aging aspects, including the lack of level variety and mandatory secrets, potentially leading to frustration. Nevertheless, Wolfenstein 3D remains a historic masterpiece, recommended for those seeking a nostalgic journey or an understanding of the genre's roots. Its simplicity and foundational role in gaming history make it a timeless classic with an impact extending beyond its initial release. And that's all for this bundle. This shooter bundle is amazing as a whole for some really good shooter games, be it with guns, magic, first person, third person, or top down. As previously mentioned, it was difficult for me to choose 10 games out of this list, so here are your 20. Just note that games like Hard Reset and Pathologic are bundled together as a one game selection, so you can have 9 games in your choice pool if you want. In any case, kindly show your support by liking and subscribing to the channel. I look forward to connecting with you in the upcoming video.